Let's take a look and see if we can make any sense out of this deal here. This thing does not want to stay focused. I desperately need a new camera holder. In this case, for a phone. Can we zoom in? Invalid magic numbers, and you need to load the kernel first. Errors when installing Ubuntu. I'm trying to dual boot Ubuntu along with current Windows 10. After disabling secure boot and changing a couple of other settings in the BIOS, I was able to finally get my computer to boot into the grub screen. I'm getting this using live Linux USB. I tried Rufus and Universal USB, which took me to the grub shell instead. However, if I select try Ubuntu, I get the errors. Let's see. Anyway, so it says your installed USB is corrupted, and this is about the 5th time I've read a post on this topic today, all involving Rufus or some similar installed utility. At the end of the flash, have you considered formally ejecting the USB device before plucking it out of the side of your computer like an unripe pear? I am trying to install blah blah blah. Formally ejecting seems to make the problem worse when I use Rufus, and yet it failed to load. Ejecting it worked for me mainly because I did still have a thread doing some work on the device, and it didn't notice last time. In my case, it was a faulty USB flash drive. I changed to a newer one and it booted. I just unplanned one time manually and it caused problems. What is the bad magic number error? The magic number comes from a Unix type system where the first few bytes of the file held a marker indicating the file. Python puts a similar marker into PYSC files when it creates them. Then Python interpreter makes sure this number is correct when loading. Anything that damages this magic number will cause you a problem. Okay, so I would think, just by reading this, that either the drive is corrupt or the file is corrupt. Well, I should really be making these videos with OBS. Could get my screen capture just so much better. All right, let's come in and check this drive. What do we got here? Just not seeing it. I don't know where it went. Interesting. Certainly not showing up. Let me look again. Local disk C. I do think there is something wrong with the drive. Interesting. Try a different USB port and see if it pops up. It's not showing up. Which is sort of weird. Alright. We can hear it, but it ain't showing up. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, let's go over to the distro watch. What is this? I've never seen this before. Major distributions. Linux Mint. It tells you what all the major ones are. Ubuntu. MX Linux. Arch Linux. Gentoo. Slackware. Debian GNU Linux, Fedora, OpenSUSE, Red Hat Enterprises, FreeBSD. That's what they consider the major ones. I really do like MX Linux. What do we got for Ubuntu Studio? Okay. Now, I don't want KDE for Ubuntu. I'm familiar with GNOME. I really do prefer KDE for other things, but on Ubuntu, I don't really care for it. So let's take a look here. We do have we can do the checksum or whatever. 3 years of support. Let's try 2504 because I think the other one might have issues. Maybe they've addressed some of those. If you wish to use desktops other than Plasma KDE, Ubuntu Studio can be installed on Ubuntu of any official flavor using the Ubuntu Studio installer. Are you kidding me? That's what I want to do. Okay, cool. To get Ubuntu Studio installer, you first must have installed Ubuntu or an official flavor. Seriously? That's all I gotta do? Wow. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not downloading this whole package, guys. We might try the other one. But yeah, I mean, I know I can install the other Ubuntu. I don't have a problem with it. Excellent. Let me bookmark this page. That is so cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do Ubuntu Studio. I don't know what this one is. I don't like the way it looks. I like the old one. You got Budgie, you got Kalen, you got Mate, but like, let's just go to their, what did that say? September 2004. I started using this about a year after it came out. It's really probably one of the best versions of Linux, really. I mean, like, considering how long it's been going on for, and it's just way more usable for people that don't get techie. I'm trying to get to their homepage. Okay. So on their homepage, let's see. We have Plucky Puffin, Oracular Oreo, Noble Numbat, Jammy Jellyfish, Focal Fossa. The one I've been using is 2404. I really didn't know about this 2410 and 2504. Me back out of here and click on Ubuntu flavors. So you get edu, Kubuntu, which looks a lot like oh god, I forget the name of it. Gentoo. You get Lubuntu. It's the LXQT desktop. It's a little probably more lightweight. And this Budgie one is completely different than they say budgie is the official flavor. When you would go to their website, you're not going to download budgie. You're going to download the brown one, and it's going to be. It won't be this one. I don't care for the brown color myself. This one is for Chinese. And then Mate is more like Linux Mint, if you ask me. I don't care for it. Here's Studio. But I'm not going to do Studio on Studio, and I don't know what Unity is. I know I've tried it before, but I didn't really think it was all that amazing. And then Ubuntu is XFCE desktop, which is actually really good. This is probably one of the faster versions of it, but they don't really seem to be showing the other one anymore. Now if we click on this, which one are they going to offer us? 2404. Okay. So if you just go to like Ubuntu, let me see. Let me pull this up. I just want to show you. If you just go to Ubuntu and the first thing that you click on, and you click, where's it going to be? Download Ubuntu. It's going to give you this other one. See? Well, why is the other one the official? This is the one. This is the one I've been using. So this is the official, but they call the other one the official. Now I've downloaded this one a few times, so let's download this one. Wait a minute. Intel or AMD? Okay. No, it automatically starts. So we got Studio's already done. This one is going to start doing its thing. Okay. Use the Ubuntu terminal and run Linux applications on Windows. Alright, well, we'll try this one. And for now, well, I think I'll come over here with Rufus and let's go to downloads. We'll go to Studio. Looks like it should work. I don't know if I want to try it. But I've got two drives over here. I need to get another one. Let's hold off on it, and we'll select the other one when it's done. Let's see if it's done. It's a little bit slower for this one. Alright, that one's done. We'll go to Rufus. So what we'll do, we'll try this one. We'll try to install Studio. And then if it doesn't work, then we'll try to do the other thing. Okay. Alright, there it is. Close. Let's properly eject it. Eject. You may safely remove your crappy thing. Alright. Shut down Windows. Okay. Alright, so let's turn it back on. Okay. Boot menu. So 4769 is the PNY. And then Ubuntu is on the PNY, which is actually 500. Windows is on the SPCC, which is 488. Windows boot manager is on PNY. Oh, that's strange. I think the boot manager is on a different drive than it's actually has Windows. I need to pay attention to this for a reason because, okay. So UEFIOS Sans Disk Cruiser. There's one there, and then there's one there. We have the PNY, and then we have, this is my backup drive. We get the SPC, Ubuntu, claims to be on the PNY. Let's cancel that. So, the Windows Boot Manager is on the PNY. Which is just really odd. Alright. Because I don't think it's saved on that drive. I think it's on the other drive. It may be. I just need to be careful that I don't wipe out Windows when I put Ubuntu. Because there's two solid-state drives in this computer. Okay, let's see if we get the magic number. Or we did not. So we should be good. It's only been like 2 hours of me doing this crap. It still doesn't seem to be working. Alright, well. Just as soon as I was like casting doubt, it booted up. I don't know how good this new one is. Certainly slow to load. Good Lord. Is it hung up? Sure looks like it. Yeah, I don't know. The stupid puffin. So as you can see, this is kind of laggy, slow. Alright. Well, hopefully we don't have to do like we always do. I always click extended and make sure I do third party. You don't want to be trying to find the graphics in Wi-Fi hardware, trust me. My other screen indicates something else. I've got dual screens. So we're still on the boot screen. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So, what we'll do, install Ubuntu alongside Windows Boot Manager and Linux Mint. You see what's going on here? I told you, Windows Boot Manager is on the same stupid ass thing. But it's not showing me anything else. I would almost guess that as soon as I do it the other way, I'm gonna have problems. Oh well, I really don't want Mint on there. Install Ubuntu alongside Windows Boot Manager and Linux Mint. It's really weird. Why is the Boot Manager on there? I feel like I need to get in here and make some changes, because I'm like, I don't want Mint. Erase Linux Mint and install Ubuntu. Erase entire disk and install. I'm gonna try that one. Maybe it'll leave the boot manager on there. Okay. What are we gonna put for a name here? Okay. So it's letting us know the Windows Boot Manager is on that drive. I don't think Windows is on the drive, but the Boot Manager installed itself on that drive, which I'm not really understanding why it did that. So Mint was on there prior. Windows 10 Professional was on there prior. I installed Windows 10 Enterprise, and I think I made sure I disconnected the drive just to be sure which one was what. But for some reason, Windows is on one drive, the boot manager is on another drive, which doesn't make sense. I've always had trouble with dual boot systems. I didn't intend to make this a dual boot system. What I wanted to do with this was just, I would log into my BIOS screen and change the boot order, because I don't really switch back and forth that much. Anyway, this is going to take a long time, so we'll be back later. Well, that actually might have went a little quicker. I don't know. Let's restart it and see what it tries to do. I don't know what it's actually going to do. You know, I need to get into this computer and remove this Integrity ProRax crap. Just have it say Asus. Now, it should probably boot into Windows, I think, on its own. I just want to see what it does. Okay, so it boots into this menu here. Okay. So we can do Windows Manager, we can do Ubuntu, and then there's firmware settings, which I'm not familiar with what that would be. Apparently nothing. That's what I get for pushing the button. Yeah. That's an interesting one. Oh, okay, so it boots you into this thing. So we got Ubuntu on the PNY. We don't see anything else, actually. Which makes it really hard for me to select anything on here. Okay. I don't even see Windows, I just see the boot manager. It's real strange. I have a feeling I might be sharing the same drive with Windows. And I don't want that, but I think I might be. Okay, let's click on the Ubuntu. Okay. I mean, it's cool. It will at least allow me to do a dual boot, but something's wrong. I think I made a mistake here. I think I screwed up. Normally it should boot really fast, but I guess the first few times it might not. I'm gonna fall asleep here, man. I've been working on this for a few hours. Looks pretty much the same as 2404. Okay. Okay. Maybe we can come in here and see what's going on. I got 3 drives over here. Ubuntu 25. And this other drive has Windows. So we come in here. Good Lord, where the hell is it? Alright. Boot. Okay. It always wants that password. I'm trying to find, let's see, so if this is Windows, it should be, would there be kernel? I don't think this is Windows. System 32. Let's see, where did I go? Windows. Oh, this is strange. Okay. right here, users. All right. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we can see all that. So, the Windows is on its own thing. That's what we downloaded earlier. There's Studio, and then there's the desktop. Okay. So let's come in here and look up. Oh God! First things first, we got to get this taken care of. Oh Lord. Add block. Ghostery. Alright. Okay. These are the three that I usually install. This one can be a little aggressive, but at least it works. Alright. Alright, now we can go we go to Ubuntu. So they were talking about where's the other one? So I'm not seeing it. Okay. And it says here, when you click on it, it says something else. Where was it at? It said I don't know why I can't find it. It was telling you how to it was telling you that you could do basically you just download the Studio pack. I wonder why it's not showing it. Download and install, pre-built. Where the hell is the Ubuntu Studio download pack information? Flavors. Well, it's funny how I can't find it now. So he was giving me, okay, it says, don't want KDE Plasma, use Studio installer on any other official. Okay. So, alright, we'll just copy this right here. Boom. Sudo apt install Ubuntu Studio for, / installer. We'll click copy. Alright, that should be easy. Terminal. Where's the terminal? I think this is probably the best way to do it. It's strange how they bundle Studio with KDE Desktop. So I don't want KDE because I'm not as familiar with it on Ubuntu. Ubuntu, I've always used GNOME. I like how GNOME works a little bit better in Ubuntu. Now, in other versions of Linux, I don't really care for it. Let's see what it's doing now. Alright. I believe it is done. Let's see what we got. We need to click on that. Interesting. No, I thought it would have just installed everything. Okay. So it select or deselect packages to modify installation status. Note: installing Ubuntu Studio Pulse Audio configure will remove the Pipewire configuration and vice versa. Okay, so we're not gonna do this Pulse Audio configuration. Installing Ubuntu. I'm looking where. Okay. Menu. Wallpapers. Video. Publishing. Photography. Graphics. I don't know if it's this one or not. Select or deselect to modify installation status. Note: installing Ubuntu Studio Pulse Audio config will remove Pipewire. Doesn't say either one on it though. Okay. I don't know too much about that audio stuff, but the Pipewire, I think I tried it and it didn't work. And both of them were available in Mint on OBS Studio, but maybe one of them's just not actually installed. That's why it didn't work. Alright, so I think it's done. We'll have to see. Yeah. Look at all that stuff. So where is... Damn. It's so much easier to see this on here than it is in the other versions of Studio that I've run. Wow. Dude, that is a lot of stuff. Are you kidding me? But there's even more. I don't see my OBS Studio though. Man, this thing times out like every 5 minutes. So we got to come in here and probably do this. Let's see, power. It's real similar to Windows usually. On performance. I want to make screen blank. Don't want that. Let's see. There's another screen in here that's going to tell this thing when to sleep. And other things like that. Screen lock, yeah. Okay. It's very, very Windowsy. You know, very Windows. I gotta move this hat. I don't think anything else I really need to change on here. It feels really comfortable as far as the desktop goes. Like, I feel like I can find things pretty easy. Although I don't see where the hell OBS is. So this is an audio configuration. I don't know if I need to push on it. I am not seeing... oh, there's OBS. Okay. Alright. Cool. Okay, everything's there. I'm going to end this video. I'll make another video, set up OBS, and set up my second screen, get my second screen working. That's not working. And we'll see if we can stream. It's almost time to stream anyway. Catch you all later.